I went to an after party once.
Eddie is a recluse. He shows up nowhere. If I find him, I will corner him.
Tyler Perry is gay. I know he's gay. He knows he's gay. We all have friends that know he's gay. I've hung around Tyler Perry. I've known Tyler Perry for years.
Everybody assumes that Tyler Perry is gay. I said it.
I would love to work with Eddie. Eddie won't return my calls.
Eddie Murphy just dropped a bombshell about why he'll never set foot on set with Tyler Perry. Ever. And it's more disturbing than you think.
My motto in life is just be happy with.
Murphy spills the disturbing reason behind his refusal, hinting that Perry's alleged inappropriate behavior toward male actors might be far worse than anyone realized.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time.
Could Tyler Perry really have crossed a line with Murphy? And how many more Hollywood stars have been keeping quiet about similar encounters? This eye-opening confession is bound to make waves and expose some of the industry's darkest secrets.
Everybody assumes that Tyler Perry is gay. I said it.
For years, there's been a rumor mill grinding away about what really goes on behind the scenes of Tyler Perry's productions. But no one really expected Eddie Murphy to join the conversation, and in such a big way. Murphy, known for his wit and sarcasm, usually stays out of other celebrities' drama. But this time, he's making sure the world knows why he's keeping his distance. So apparently Eddie Murphy had enough and decided to set the record straight about why he won't work with Perry, even though they could have made some serious cash together. In a candid moment, Eddie allegedly revealed that on a set years ago, Perry had crossed a line. Not just your usual behind-the-scenes clash, not just a diva moment. No, we're talking about behavior that made Murphy downright uncomfortable.
Eddie is a recluse. He shows up nowhere. If I find him, I will corner him.
Word on the street is that Murphy experienced or heard of Perry's odd behavior. Rumors that Perry got way too handsy and personal with some of his male co-stars. Sources close to Murphy claim he was taken aback by these rumors, and they were enough to make him swear off any future collaboration with Perry.
Tyler Perry told his male actors they're not allowed to consort with me because I saw you at a Diddy party, Tyler. And you were having a glorious time.
The reason Tyler and Eddie Murphy haven't teamed up seems to go a bit deeper. Right now, people around the world are waking up to just how vulnerable Black lives really are, mainly because of all the messed up outcomes tied to systemic issues. With the Black Lives Matter movement gaining steam, more folks are realizing how important it is to push for real change, especially when it comes to economic empowerment.
The president of the Canadian Black Chamber of Commerce says more businesses are seeking her help.
Eddie's been dropping some hints about shady stuff going on in the industry, and it's got people wondering if Tyler Perry might be mixed up in it. Funny enough, Eddie's only Oscar nomination came from Dreamgirls, which was directed by Bill Condon. And in interviews, Eddie even admitted he didn't give that role the same effort he puts into his comedy work. It's like he's low-key exposing how things can get pretty twisted behind the scenes in Hollywood.
One of the greatest, funniest people of all time was George Carlin, and he received this award posthumously.
Critics are still breaking down Eddie's iconic performance in The Nutty Professor, where he went all out with makeup and prosthetics to play the entire Clump family. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. He pulled off the same magic in the Coming to America movies, especially in that hilarious barbershop scene everyone remembers.
I'm just saying I stopped liking Cash Clay once he changed his name to Muhammad Ali.
During a chat on the Real Blend podcast with Coming to America director Craig Brewer, we got into the topic of Eddie Murphy's repeated snubs by the Academy. Brewer didn't hold back, saying, "It really bothers me. I feel like it's even more stilted against Eddie because people think it's easy for him. Sure, maybe some things come naturally to Eddie, but what people don't see is the work behind the scenes. I see him in the makeup chair, listening to music, getting into the zone, rehearsing lines. On set, he doesn't mess around. He goes back to his chair between takes and gets into this trance, working and working. There's real craft there, but I worry people assume, oh, Eddie's just being funny, like always. That's not true. Yes, he's hilarious, but it's not just flipping a switch. Netizens agree it's an unfair judgment, and Eddie isn't the only comedian overlooked by the Academy. One Twitter user didn't hold back, blasting Perry's movies as biased and even making a video calling them trash for the world to see. And it sounds like she's got a lot more on her mind, too.
I'm not a Tyler Perry fan, so this is what I got to say. It's funny how he got all this money to do everything but the right thing.
The woman didn't stop there. She boldly claimed that Tyler Perry has a fear of white people, suggesting it influences how he makes his movies and the choices he makes. Her strong statement gained some traction, and others jumped in to share their thoughts on Tyler and his work.
And they said they loved the script, but they wasn't sure how the film was going to turn out, so they passed.
These videos imply that there might be a hidden truth beneath the surface. The question arises, what could be Tyler Perry's secret that has led some dark-skinned actors to decline working with him? Tyler Perry has certainly made a huge impact, rising from the Atlanta theater scene to dominating the box office with his Medea series. But like any success story, his journey hasn't been without its bumps and controversies. There are whispers that Perry's ego may have gotten a bit out of hand, leading to clashes with big names like Oprah. In Hollywood, the game can be cutthroat, and sometimes you have to get a little ruthless to succeed, and it seems Tyler Perry isn't above that kind of pressure.
And when I'm hearing all this noise, man, it was crazy because there were no black people on television. Before diversity became a thing, Tyler Perry was the only one out there for a long time.
Tyler Perry's leap into television with his sitcom House of Pain was a major move, but it came with its fair share of drama. When he was negotiating a syndication deal and a spin-off series called Meet the Browns, things got a bit messy. According to Deadline, Perry fired 4 writers who were asking for union contracts, which set off some serious outrage in the industry. Writer Terry Jackson didn't hold back, saying, "We were good enough to create over 100 episodes, but now that it's time to benefit from the syndication and spin-offs, he decides to let us go unless we accept a terrible offer." Perry's response? He pretty much said he'd just take over all the writing himself. But that wasn't the end of the union clashes. In 2015, actor unions SAG-AFTRA and Actors Equity banned their members from participating in Perry's stage play Medea on the Run because his production company refused to sign union contracts. It seems like Perry is all about raking in as much cash as possible, but not everyone is on board with his approach.
There's a camera on you, baby. Is there a camera on me right back behind you? Oh, hello, praise the Lord. We'd like to tell everybody in Dallas that we are on our way. Thank you.
After the success of House of Pain and Meet the Browns, African-American journalist and cultural critic Jamila Lemieux wrote an open letter to Tyler Perry that was published by NPR. In her letter, Lemieux shared her unease with Perry's reliance on stereotypes in his work. She expressed her thoughts, saying, "Through her, the country has laughed at one of the most important members of the Black community, Mother Dear, the beloved matriarch. I just can't quite get with seeing Mother Dear played by a 6'3" man with prosthetic breasts flopping in the wind. Our mothers and grandmothers deserve much more than that. Heck, our fathers and grandfathers deserve more." Mr. Perry, you have told the Hollywood old guard to kiss your backside, and I appreciate that, brother. But many Black folks have expressed some of the very same attitudes about your work that white critics have. Acclaimed director Spike Lee is also among the notable figures who have criticized Tyler Perry for his use of stereotypical characters. Lee has been vocal about this issue, openly addressing his concerns with Perry's approach to storytelling.
But I still think there a lot of stuff that's on today is coonery and buffoonery. And I know it's making a lot of money.
Spike Lee pointed out that movies filled with stereotypes are part of why folks like Tyler Perry are breaking records. He thinks the industry could really up its game by steering clear of those biased, one-dimensional flicks that just don't cut it.
Breaking records, but we could do better.
Tyler Perry's way of casting and creating characters has caught viewers' attention, sparking conversations about his business strategy. Some people feel that he often casts dark-skinned actors as the villains, while making white-skinned characters the heroes in his films and shows. This viewpoint has led to some pretty heated discussions among his audience.
Pitiful Black woman being abused by a no-good, dark-skinned man, and then saved and rescued by the perfect light-skinned man.
During an event, Chris Rock called out a recurring theme in Tyler Perry's movies, highlighting how there's often a lack of kind and respectful Black boyfriends in his films. He made his point by referencing Tupac Shakur, suggesting that Perry's movies could benefit from more diverse character portrayals. Rock quipped, "Tupac might be a political leader if he were alive, but then again, Tupac might be in a Tyler Perry movie right now. You never know. He might be the bad, dark-skinned boyfriend in a Tyler Perry flick." Rock was pointing out that Tupac was a legendary and influential rapper during his time, but if he ever landed a role in a Tyler Perry movie, it's likely he wouldn't be cast as a hero given Perry's usual casting choices. He went on to say, "I'd hope he's a senator, but he might just be kicking Jill Scott down a flight of stairs." In Tyler Perry movies, there's always this pattern. Rock's perspective echoed Spike Lee's criticism, as both emphasized that some popular films might find success due to Tyler Perry's biased casting and storytelling choices. They raised important questions about how this kind of ideology affects the film industry as a whole.
Are we going back to Mantan Moreland and sleep and eat?
Yet, if those films, and I mean, we're talking about Tyler Perry at this point.
When you dig deeper into the entertainment industry, it's evident that colorism has been an issue lurking in the shadows for way too long. Hollywood has especially faced a lot of heat recently, with media-driven campaigns and hashtags making waves from Twitter to TV news. While there have been plenty of scandals, it's important to remember that one of the first big names to draw negative attention to the industry was Harvey Weinstein, who was convicted of S offenses. In 2017, a flood of SA allegations came to light, exposing the darker side of Hollywood's culture.
There's a new documentary that is all about the dark side of Hollywood and how some power players allegedly use their positions to prey on young, aspiring actors.
However, we also know that Tyler Perry has always had a controversial image in Hollywood. Some admire his empire-building story. Others criticize his on-set practices, claiming he has a history of being too comfortable with his male actors. Some have even hinted that his behavior veers into inappropriate territory, with Perry using his position to intimidate or pressure his colleagues.
Yeah, we riding around this Tyler Perry studio. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I never even seen nothing like this.
You see, Diddy and Tyler have been tight for years. Business partners, frequent award show attendees, and yes, party buddies. But as more details from Diddy's alleged freak-offs are beginning to leak, actors and actresses in Hollywood are now reconsidering their relationship with Tyler. Can you blame them? Who wants to be associated with that kind of mess? You can't blame anyone for not wanting their name next to someone who might just be in too deep with the, let's call them, questionable choices Diddy allegedly made. Sure, Tyler Perry has built an empire, a black billionaire, and one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood. But let's not forget the whispers that have followed him for years. From his oversimplified depictions of black culture to the cringeworthy narrative that black women should settle for less in life and love, he's drawn criticism from some corners of the community for how his films portray our struggles. And now, those whispers are turning into shouts as black actors are wondering if being part of the Tyler Perry machine is really worth it, especially if he's mixed up in Diddy's alleged antics. There's more. Rumor has it, there's video evidence from one of Diddy's infamous parties that could land Tyler Perry right in the middle of this scandal. Now, we know Tyler's been trying to play it cool, maybe thinking this would all blow over. But with Diddy's own personal ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, all but confirming that there's some real dirt coming down the pipeline, it's starting to look like Perry might not be able to outrun this one.
But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Because you know who else they was doing investigation on?
You've got to wonder, what else are these tapes going to show? Could Tyler, the supposed handler, be on the verge of getting thrown under the bus as Diddy tries to save himself?
And he got to put something together real soon because they not playing with him. He has to put something together real soon and say, yo, listen to me. I know this, I know that. It's way bigger than Diddy.
If Hollywood's turning on Perry, it's not hard to see why. His name has been coming up in some pretty unsavory places. And we all know how Hollywood's facade of glitz and glam has been slipping for years. And now with these kinds of allegations coming to light, actresses are starting to ask the tough questions. Why sign up to work with a man who might be implicated in something as scandalous as this? A man who, according to these rumors, was more than just a bystander at these parties but actively involved. It's not a good look, Tyler. Not at all. Even Ice Cube, who's been in the game for decades, hinted that some big names might fall soon, and that Tyler could be one of them.
People are very polarized in all kind of ways. People are afraid to speak out.
Why else would Ice Cube drop such cryptic warnings if there wasn't something brewing behind the scenes? Hollywood is clearly shaking, and Perry is caught in the storm. The timing is suspicious too. On the other hand, the actors and actresses who have refused to work with Tyler Perry are also starting to speak up. not about the films themselves, but about the man behind the curtain. Well, Monique revealed some shocking details about how Lee Daniels has supposedly helped Tyler Perry undermine other artists, including herself.
I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business. I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in there.
Well, Tyler Perry is no stranger to controversy, but his treatment of Monique may just be the tip of the iceberg, and it's got actresses running for the hills. You might not believe it, but Tyler allegedly blackballed Monique from Hollywood.
I've gotta say it's blatantly unfair.
A few months ago, Monique took the stage at the Apollo Theater and unleashed her thoughts on Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah Winfrey, accusing them of blacklisting her after her role in Precious. According to her, Tyler was one of the ringleaders behind her being shut out of Hollywood. Despite winning an Oscar, she found herself labeled difficult and sidelined for simply wanting fair compensation. Now, Monique isn't just stirring up drama for no reason. Rumor has it she's ready to spill more about Tyler Perry's behind-the-scenes antics, and it's enough to make actresses think twice about working with him. In 2009, Monique was asked to promote Precious without being paid. After refusing, things spiraled. Suddenly, stories leaked about her being hard to work with, and she became Hollywood's new problem. But Monique connected the dots. It wasn't just a coincidence. Someone was working against her, and Tyler Perry was at the center. Despite years of demanding an apology from Perry and Oprah, Monique has received nothing but silence, which only makes her more determined to reveal the truth.
She said, if you don't want me to have your brother on the show, I will cancel the show. No show will happen, but I wanted to call you up.
However, 50 Cent ain't too thrilled with Tyler Perry for allegedly blackballing Monique and basically sending her career on a roller coaster to nowhere.
And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with him.
While addressing cancel culture, 50 recalled confronting Perry about the role he played in Monique not getting cast in any major roles.
I was like, canceled, like Monique, why is she canceled?
The rapper then spoke about how Tyler Perry never stood by Monique as she was getting canceled. He said,
He was like, nah, I never told no one not to work with her. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with him.
50 expressed his confusion about why Monique was out of work for 13 years because of something she said. 50 Cent made it clear that he's determined to see Monique back on top in Hollywood, and he's not waiting for anyone else to make it happen. The Candy Shop rapper announced that he's taking matters into his own hands to revive the comedian's career, but before doing so, he gave certain influential figures the opportunity to make things right. I'm sure Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry wouldn't want their influence to keep damaging the Rialmo Worldwide's career. And this has gone on for far too long, 50 Cent wrote. Now would be the perfect time to apologize because I'm bringing her back. I don't miss. From the looks of it, it seems like Tyler Perry have controlled Monique's career because if he wanted, then she might get work in the industry, and that's what 50 pointed out.
And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with him.
Regardless of everything, 50 Cent isn't buying into the Tyler Perry hype, and he's made that clear. In fact, he's throwing major shade at Perry's empire, suggesting that Perry's success might have come at the expense of perpetuating harmful stereotypes about Black identity. And now it is in the form of movies and shows in which we have seen how Tyler's movies always have black-skinned actors as villains. One major example is Steve Harris, who played Charles McCarter in Tyler's one of the most classic movies, Diary of the Black Mad Woman. He was a successful lawyer, but far from being an ideal husband. Shockingly, Charles discloses to his wife Helen the existence of another woman in his life and proceeds to treat her rudely, eventually kicking her out of their home. Blair Underwood portrayed the character Carlos in one of his movies. Carlos is depicted as a controlling investment banker who exercises dominance and control over his girlfriend in the film.
Must be out your mind.
Blair Underwood, known for his role in LA Law, has been a prominent figure in Hollywood for over 4 decades. His career began in the 1980s, and he has seen different phases as a black actor in the industry. Underwood recently shared insights into his early career and his encounter with Oscar-winning actor Sidney Poitier.
And of course, this is what the kids are now calling a classic movie. Black classic movie. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute?
I heard that. I like that. A classic movie.
A classic.
Okay.
During the 1980s, the representation of black faces on screen was rare, and the roles available were often limited and stereotypical, which didn't provide much variety for black TV viewers. Blair Underwood personally witnessed these challenges. He and Denzel Washington were seen as prime examples of black male representation on TV and in film during that era, receiving praise and recognition for their work.
You know, these 4 black women in the hood, and like, now we're gonna do girls in the hood, and there was a little pushback. Like, why they only want to see us as slaves or in the hood and Hollywood.
The challenges of limited and stereotypical roles for black actors seemed to persist into the 1990s. Blair Underwood recalled that during this period, virtually every black actor and actress in Hollywood, regardless of their name recognition or skill level, found themselves auditioning for the same roles, highlighting the lack of diverse opportunities in the industry.
Documentary, I've been a history buff like most of my life. I love history.
You do?
I don't know a lot about history, but I love.
Philip Van Leer also got the chance to play a villain in Tyler's movies. He had a prominent recurring role in the first and second seasons of the show as a D-dealer.
No. Hey, Harry, Brenda, Harry.
Hey.
Harry's a high school coach.
Ion Overman also appeared as a negative character in one of Tyler's movies named Medea Goes to Jail as Linda Davis. Linda in the movie, an envious assistant district attorney who is engaged to Joshua. She secretly engages in illegal activities such as fraud, evidence tampering, and providing false legal documents involving some of the people she has prosecuted. Ron Rico Lee portrayed Chuck, an assistant district attorney and Joshua's friend in the film. Another actor, Brian White, was signed as a villain by Tyler Perry in his film I Can Do Bad All by Myself. He played the role of Randy, who is an abusive boyfriend and the antagonist of the show.
I see the way you've been looking at me. See, this here my house, and I can let you, the 2 little nappy boys, stay here.
Right.
You might notice that all the negative characters in Tyler's movies and shows are very abusive towards women. This thing has been very concerning, and many people raise their voices for this too. One such example was seen in his shows Bru and Sistas. Bra seems to revolve around the lives of 4 black men as they navigate various aspects of their lives, including relationships, friendships, and careers.
She says she's moving in. She seemed nervous. I'm a little confused. Wait. Okay, take it back.
Now the question is, what's the reason behind such behavior with black actors? For some, it seems Perry's interactions might be tied to a need to maintain authority or even a desire to keep a hold on his productions, especially when he's working with major stars who have their own power and influence, like Eddie Murphy. Besides, rumors have swirled around Perry's with whispers that his private life and identity may influence how he interacts with certain actors. Allegedly, this could mean that Perry's on-set behavior isn't just about control and authority. It might be crossing a line into something more personal. So if Eddie's claim reveals anything, it's that Perry's complex relationship with his black peers may be far from the supportive, inclusive image he's projected for years. Fans are also echoing Murphy's sentiments, questioning whether Tyler Perry is the genuine figure he portrays to the public. One person on the internet wrote, "Perry is not the person he wants people to think he is. He's a snake." Another one added, "It could be true concerning Tyler Perry, and the truth will come out. And that goes for any messing over a person that has worked for them. You will reap what you sown." So, will Tyler Perry respond to this? Will other actors come forward with their own stories? For now, Eddie's decision to spill the tea has people reevaluating what they thought they knew about one of Hollywood's biggest names. From the looks of it, this Hollywood feud just took a very unexpected turn. That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.